Well, this build has more tentacles than many of those Japanese anime movies you might have seen. And it's beautiful. My friends, you are most warmly welcome to join me as we dive into yet another exciting Crowcastle endgame build for the Devilhorn 5 treasure. In this interesting account review, we have the opportunity to peek into the account of Astral, or LeLouch, or whatever you want to call him, from the NBL guild. So, thank you for this opportunity, my friend. We will of course take a look at his skill tree as well as every single item he has been able to get for his units for this build. But first, let's take a moment and see this wave build in action and watch the tentacles fill up the entire screen during the battles. And I will also show his ratios in just a moment alongside with the battle results, etc, etc. Just let's take a look at the wave build in action first. He uses quite a lot of auto battle time and has been able to hoard up plenty of personal trophies for his account as well. And actually just a little while ago he finished top 1 in the seasonal waves, again getting one more personal trophy for himself with a really solid amount of waves done for the season. So he definitely had dedication for waving and also for wave skipping as well. And legend has it that during one of the serious push seasons for the guild and for himself, he was actually orange skipping in a concert during that season. And I think that's pretty mad dedication. And that season resulted in him getting another top 1 trophy and a top 3 trophy for his guild as well. He has somewhat similar backstory as I do, initially playing the game in the relatively early games, then taking a break and then returning to the game with a full dedication again and with a dream of one day fully completing the skill tree, which is a grande goal for sure. At the end of 2024, his account was around 3.6 million waves total done, and if we fast forward to the end of 2025, it was around 12.1 million. So that means during the 2025 he did around 8 million waves for this account, which is a really solid amount, and let's see where he will stand once 2026 is done, shall we? As you can see, the build basically has damage dealers from 4 different elements and town archers, so I have to say this, kids, don't try this at home. The reason is not only because this build requires great items and great runes to run, but also you need to have a lot of skill points in order to reach all of those different elemental branches in the skill tree, which you simply won't have in early game or in mid game. There's a reason I called this an endgame build in the beginning of this video. The wave battle results look something like this. At the top you can see Town Archers and Goblin dominating the leaderboards, and that's because they deal a lot of damage to normal monsters throughout the entire wave. And once we take a look at the boss damage distribution, we can see Elizabeth and Succubus picking up their performance quite a lot, which is where they should shine as well. The levels and the ratios currently for this account for this build looks like this. Don't let the red numbers fool you. He has set the preferred ratios much higher than what you normally would have as for a normal account. Because he uses a lot of time auto battle, he has more gold than your average account. A lot more gold actually. He has quite a high gold power. For the reference, my main account, my own account, has gold power of around 17. So with this high gold power, he naturally has the ability to level up everyone else higher all over the board than what you normally would do. And before we start browsing through all of these great items, I want to show you something interesting first. When we all start, we have an origin point, and I believe all of us have done some pretty unique builds at some point. I am no exception, and he is no exception either. This is an image of one of his earliest builds, and it's definitely something. It's very cute looking build. It's some sort of a mashup of a poison, a physical summon type of a build, and well, chances are you might have run something similar when you were starting out. I would love to hear what was your first build for the Crowcastle like when you started out with the game, but this shows we all have some sort of a starting point. Interestingly enough, this account just has 24 cooldown skill level +1 lives and not the 25, which would be the max, so there's room for one more, I suppose, in there. For the treasures, it's just the basic Devilhorn 5 treasures with the gold bar, the power claw, and the horn for maximum wave speed and maximum performance. The skill tree of the account looks like this. It's starting from the poison path to boost Succubus, so the poison tree is in here for boosting Succubus, the other Succubus nodes, and the staff node in the outer section over there as well. And then when we go take a look at the ice tree, there are the Elizabeth nodes, the Kraken nodes for her, and also the gunpowder nodes for Goblin as well. And then we have, of course, the ice boosting damage nodes, the critical damage nodes, and the damage boosting nodes for Elizabeth purposes as well. And when we go up even a little bit more, there's a, well, there should be, this sword node should be taken in here instead of the Archer Trio node. That's on me. The sword node does boost your Elizabeth's damage, so it should be taken in this build. In the physical tree, there's the haste node for town archers and the sword node for everyone, which is something you should take in every branch whenever you have enough points to do so. In the fire tree, we have, well, everything that boosts fire damage basically. Because we have Goblin, we wanna maximize Goblin's damage. There's the Goblin nodes and also everything that boosts either crit damage, or attack speed for the fire units. And also MP cost reduction nodes as well, because everyone who has run fire units know they cost a lot of mana, and Goblin especially is a really gobbler in that sense. There's the hammer node in the outer circle as well for Goblin. And when we take a look at the lightning tree then, again, we had basic damage dealers from every single elemental branch. For the lightning, they are the angels, but they are mainly doing damage throughout the static orb, so we don't need everything, or he don't need everything from the lightning tree for that purpose. So mainly some attack speed boosting for them, and also the more damage for stunned monsters is nice to have for basically, well, any states of the game you can, if you can reach that point. If you're starting with the lightning path, it's easy to want to get, but otherwise it will usually take a while. And in the summon tree, it's just the Slinger PS node, more HP for summoned units and the more monsters, which is beneficial for Gold Autobattle and Time Autobattle as well. Of course, with the full circle of gold boosting nodes in the outer circle as well. If you have any questions regarding the skill tree, some specific node or why it is in there and so on, leave a comment down below. Let's try to figure out what is going on in there. Like I said, the sword node in the upper section should be taken in this setup, so that's something that's currently missing from this recording. And then the moment you have all been waiting for, right? Let's go through the items on the heroes on this build. So let's start with the Elizabeth, who is the poster girl, the pinup girl of this build, and her cooldown is really low. It's lower than the Pure Wizard, which means she is in the double proccing range. And when you are using Elizabeth at this level, for damage, that's what you want to aim for. Her cooldown should be below Pure Wizard's. And she also costs negative mana, thanks to the Ice Tree, the skill node in the Ice Tree, so that she's actually giving you more mana whenever she's cast. This allows you to not run into mana issues throughout your wave. The orb is the gold orb with 29.1% roll, 30 is the max, so that's a really nice critical chance boost for Elizabeth. And the bracelet, even though it's just an L tier, it's basically a perfect bracelet for Elizabeth. Double cooldown with crit chance line as well. So double cooldown is what you need for the double proccing, and critical chance in addition is just extra damage at this point. With boss damage runes, which, hey, is a nice boost for her boss damage capabilities. And then the sword, on the other hand, is it's a DCD IQ. DCD IQ sword, so this makes sure that her cooldown stays below Pure Wizard's cooldown. The stun chance, well, it's a bonus, I guess. There could be a critical line in there or something else as well, but double cooldown, the double proccing is the most important thing. And the most important thing in here are the runes. The Kraken +2 and the extra chance to summon Krakens on attack is something that you definitely need for your Elizabeth if you want to run her for damage, like effectively run her for damage. And these both drop from the XP dungeon, so that's also why this build isn't really something that you can do in early game. So it's more of an end game thing, because you need to be able to farm the XP dungeon for these runes. And moving on, we can take a look at the Pure Wizard next, who has a 6.66 cooldown. That's ominous. That means it's relatively high cooldown for Devilhorn 5, so I think this means there's no DCD IQs in here. Could that be true? It's a double cooldown with the CDE line, but not the DCD IQ. Okay, it's almost max roll, so it's a really solid bracelet. And the staff is also double cooldown with really nice rolls and a cooldown skill level +1 rune as well. Hey, wow. The first time ever, is this the first time ever on this account reviews that someone other than me doesn't have a DCD IQ staff? Oh, I love you, Astral. I love this build. I love your account so much. I can relate to this. Yes, finally. Now it's gonna be a race which one of us gets a DCD IQ staff first, but hey, these are really solid Pure Wizard items without the DCD IQ, without the IQ line. And then let's move on to the next unit, which would be Angel, our lightning damage dealer of this build. 6 seconds cooldown is also double proccing range for the Angels, and they are running the static orb, which is where most of their damage comes from. It's a max roll, 1%, so that's a beautiful one for them. And for the items, a double cooldown with stun chance, an extra crowd control is never a bad thing, and double cooldown with the knockback chance. So again, extra crowd control, never a bad thing. So the most important thing in here is the double cooldown lines if you want to aim for double proccing range for the angels. And let's continue with our damage dealers. So we have our oh so beloved Succubus next, and her items are I'm excited to see, because Succubus items are always an exciting thing to see. She has the Luck Orb, which is a really nice roll as well. So you either want the Luck Orb or the Agility Orb for Succubus, depending on your item rolls a little bit. The earrings are beautiful. Attack speed, crit chance, boss damage, CDE with attack speed runes. This is basically the this is the dream. Almost that's what you want to run for Succubus. The most important things are attack speed and critical chance lines for her. A poison damage line or a boss damage line can work in there as well, but you want to stack critical chance and attack speed for her to make her be able to deal out the maximum potential of her damage capabilities. So this is a beautiful accessory, and the staff is also, wow, attack speed, double critical chance, and attack speed runes. This is also like a perfect staff for Succubus. The E line could be better, sure, but still, hey, let's face it, these are really great items. I'm jealous of these items, for sure. And then we have our next elemental damage dealer, so fire elemental represented next. We have the Goblin. Goblin runs the fire orb usually because its rush roll is so high. 109% is a nice roll out of 125, which will be the max. That's a nice critical damage boost for Goblin, which is why you want, let's see, oh yeah, okay, in here as well. Goblin items are basically the same as for Succubus. Critical chance and attack speed are both amazing lines. Hero damage skill level gives you extra damage boost for all your heroes as well, so it's a nice bonus, even though it's not the CDE line. But holy crap, that's a beautiful bracelet. I would love to get my hands on this item. So because you have so much critical damage from the orb, you can stack more critical chance throughout the items, and that will be a great combination. And the hammer in here, as you can see, double crit chance and fire damage. You can also stack fire damages in there as well. Why not? And also in here, same as for Elizabeth, you need a rune to run him. And the TNT damage is plus 50%. That is the max roll TNT damage rune. It's a beautiful one. You definitely need a TNT damage rune if you want to run Goblin effectively for damage. That's the elemental damage dealers. Then we have Town Archers, who deal non-elemental damage, by the way. And they are running the orb of power, 19.5%. 20% is the mask, so that's a nice orb for that purpose. And ooh la la, what a necklace! Double crit damage, boss damage, item quality line. Wow, that is a beautiful one. That is a absolutely beautiful one. So critical damage and damage lines are the what you want for waving for down archers, and boss damage now works for them as well. So that's just more boss damage coverage. Helps in farming as well. So why not? That's a beautiful accessory. And the bow is also a perfect bow. Double damage and crit damage. Again, both of the best lines you want for your down archer for waving. The bonus gold skill level line is grayed out because for some reason it doesn't work on town archer. It doesn't work when you put it on town archers because I don't know. Don't ask me. It's a bizarre decision from the developer. It doesn't work. So this item is essentially an L item, because the line doesn't work, but hey, it's a perfect item for that purpose. And maybe we actually get that line to work in one day in the future as well. It's such a bizarre thing that it doesn't work. But that's why it's grayed out in here. That's all the damage dealers. Let's move on to the next units. And we have our leader, who is 0. He doesn't do damage, so he basically probably have CDE lines. Yeah, cooldown skill level +1 line on the staff with the damage reduction line, so that he stays alive. And well, in here, there's damage line in here with the CDE line, but he doesn't really do damage, as we saw in the battle results, that his damage is basically non-existent. His purpose is to boost the damage of other units in your build. And then moving on, we have Paladins next, who are great for body blocking, especially in Devilhorn 5. As you can see, in most Devilhorn 5 builds currently, they have Paladins in them. And then we have, stun chance, CDE line. Some attack speed runes in there, could run summon HP runes in there as well, but attack speed, sure, why not? Because there's the stun line, that's a little bit more crowd control throughout the attack speed. And the sword is damage reduction with the CDE line. Okay, that is a nice one. Damage reduction, make sure again that they stay alive. Their purpose is to be the punching bags against enemies. They are taking the hits so that your castle don't need to take the hits. So they have amazing defense, and that's why they are amazing for this purpose. I would probably want to see damage reduction line on both of the items, maybe personally, but that's me. These are really solid items for the Paladin. That's for sure. Next up, Alchemist, who is a gold boosting hero. CDE line is the most important thing, as we can see. Yeah, in here we have a cooldown skill level +1 line, and on the bracelet as well, a cooldown skill level +1 line. So the most important things. There could be cooldown lines in addition, but hey, that works. That's more gold boost. And for the Necromancer, it should be pretty much the same. In early game, you want to double proc your Necromancer, but at this stage, you don't really need to because you have lower enough cooldown, so just CDE lines and some skill duration runes, as in the staff as well in here, and one cooldown line to make sure he's in the single proc range for the pure Wizard cooldown. That's enough at this point. Skill duration runes are a pain to farm, so I would recommend you wait until you get your end game items for Necromancer before using skill duration runes on those items. Yeah, but eventually it's a great set of runes to have on your Dark Necromancer. Anyway, those are great basic Dark Necromancer items for the setup. The next up we have Military Band, who doesn't do anything except boost your gold income, so he doesn't need anything else in terms of lines. So there should probably be bonus gold runes, and CDE line for the item. The CDE line is the only thing that matters for the Military Band. You don't need anything else for his item. That's why also it's really easy to get items for him, because you can just slave any cooldown skill level +1 item. The sword is really critically fire damage sword as well, but again, the cooldown skill level +1 line is the only thing that matters. Maybe this will find some other purpose in the future as well. It looks pretty beautiful. Beautiful sword if you ask me, but the CDE line is the most important thing again in here. And then we have Chrono, who should probably just have CDE and some cooldown lines on his items. Yeah, cooldown line, cooldown skill level +1 line, the best things, the only things that you really need for Chrono. You can use some MP cost reduction runes as well to lower his MP cost, and these are just really beautiful, solid, standard issue Chrono items. What else can I say? They are really nice. They fit their purpose, and they are perfect for the purpose. Moving on, we have a couple of heroes left. We have the Orc Band, who, just like Military Band Male, doesn't really do or need anything, just the CDE lines. You can stack some runes in there, whatever you need for the build. So in here as well, CDE on the ring as well. And that's the most important thing. You basically could get some MP cost reductions in there, but it's a really minor thing to have if you're running Time Auto Battle using the Orc Band as well. So it's just more convenient to use any runes that you need for your build on him. On the Military Band Female, on the other hand, I can see there must be MP cost reduction runes in here because of his MP cost 22.4%. Let's see. The sword has a CDE line with 2 MP cost reduction runes. So CDE line is the only thing you need, and in here CDE and MP cost runes, and also 1 MP cost reduction line. So really beautiful things. MP cost is nice because her MP cost usually is huge. It's 40% if you don't have any reductions, and with the reduction lines you can basically make it half of that. So that's a huge difference whenever you are using her. She just works in Time Auto Battle, and whenever you're using Time Auto Battle to get some extra skips, you really don't want to spend 40% of your mana whenever you do so. Then we have Dark Skeleton left, who has, well, CDE line, some skill duration, just like in Dark Skeleton's, Dark Necromancer's case, skill duration runes are okay for him as well, and some CD in here. He just boosts the Town Archer damage, so he doesn't need to do anything else, just to use the CDE lines and skill duration runes on top of that. And let's take a look at the Slinger items as well, because I believe in the last push season, Slingers were used, I think, instead of Alchemist, just to maximize stability and wave speed. So interestingly enough, Slingers are not in the basic setup as we are seeing in here, which is really not something a common thing that you see. The CDE lines, there's 1 knockback line in here. That's not a whole lot of crowd control, but maybe these items are just, temporary items, because the Slingers are not that much used. Slow line and a lot of attack speed on this sword. This sword would be nice for Rogue as well, for those who run Rogue in gold builds, but wow, that's a lot of attack speed. So 1 knockback line, 1 slow line. I would personally prefer a little bit more knockback, but hey, if it works, it works, and like I said, he is not in the basic setup in here currently, so it doesn't really even matter that much anyway. those are all the heroes. I believe we have just the towers left. We have 2 towers in here, actually. So let's start with the Death Worm, who has the Orb of Agility for, well, faster attack speed, more MP more MP recovery. And there's no mirror in this build, so there's only 1 worm, so he has to pull a larger weight to recover more mana. CDE line, crit chance and crit damage line, and some attack speed rune, really solid earrings for Death Worm, and the sword is, well, flat damage, decent, and attack speed, some attack speed rune and CDE line. More than enough for the MP recovery, so that's fine. Especially because Elizabeth is actually recovering mana for the build and not taking mana like any other unit in the game would. Then the barracks, and there should be, yeah, cooldown skill level +1 line. Basically, the reason you want more towers, if you want more towers in the build, is because you can get more CDE lines that way in your build. So that's also what I'm doing currently as well. And +1 summon unit also work for the barracks, so that's a nice line. That's a beautiful hammer for this purpose. And 1 CDE line and the tower rune, obviously, so that you can actually use the E-lines on towers. But yeah, those are really, really solid items. What do you think was the best one? Leave me a comment down below and tell me. I was, well, maybe most jealous about the Succubus items, because I use her myself as well. I would always love to get improvement for that, so I would pick that if I could. But those overall, the Elizabeth items as well were just beautiful as well. But that said, don't go anywhere just yet, because we still have a chance to take a peek at the other builds on this account. So let's take a look at the dragon hunting build first. This will be the Bone Dragon build, and we can try using this build, but I won't be as effective probably, because I don't really know the casting rotation he does while hunting, while farming, so I'm probably not as cool as I should be farming this Bone Dragon. But as you can see, it's pretty fast to kill the Bone Dragon with this setup, and the most hilarious things are the tentacles that are flying on the screen, on the sky, hitting the Bone Dragon. I think that's a little bit of a weird thing to see, but hey, it works. It deals damage, we'll take it any day. He has surprisingly little Bone Dragon defense. It will be interesting to see which one of us can farm the DC Daiku staff first. So the game is on. I hope I will be able to win this challenge that I personally myself created. The skill levels and the battle analysis for the Bone Dragon hunting build or the Dragon hunting build looks like this, so at least whenever I'm playing this one. So Succubus number 1, and then Elizabeth and Down Archers coming in as second ones. But that's the Bone Dragon build. Then let's take a look at the Infinite Colony build. And we can see this is a pretty standard Town Cannons, Down Archers, Infinite Colony build. So another way to show that this build works basically in any game level, or in early game and in late game. His current Infinite Colony level is 109,774, which is around 8 ratio, I believe. If my brain calculator is functioning correctly, I will add the correct number on the screen so that you will see. And we can do a test battle and see how this build is running. I'm not sure how much he has pushed this or hasn't pushed this, but let's see how the battle does run it. So the basic function of this Infinite Colony build is the same as what you have in the early game and what you have in the end game. As we can see, things are getting crowd control. They can't advance and kill his castle, so they are also being taken care of by Town Cannons, while they are also damaging the castle as well. The enemies are just not getting anywhere in this one. And well, Dark Elf is responsible of healing, and also Stoss is responsible of healing. So this is the basic thing. You might change 1 or 2 heroes. Mainly you might maybe take out Chrono if you can survive and need an extra crowd control, or maybe you could add Druid in there for extra defense, for extra survivability. But that's basically the only thing that you might want to change or do, no matter what your wave level actually is. Maybe you could use different leader if you have leveled someone who deals damage instead of Solar. So you could use Thor in early game, but that's it. The battle analysis looks like this. So surprise, surprise, the overpowered Town Cannons are destroying the colonies. They're doing all of the damage because no one else is doing any damage. No one else is, I think, even leveled in this build, except Dark Elf for healing, but that's it. And then finally, we have the Hellmode build left, and actually Astral himself has pretty recently posted a video about his Hellmode run, and I think it's pretty much the same build as this one. Maybe there's 1 hero difference or something. I will link that in the description, and instead of me going through all of the Hellmode things in here, I will let you guys take a look at his video on his channel. Make sure to subscribe to his account as well, once you have done subscribing to mine, obviously, first. But you can hear it from him instead, because he's the man, he knows his build, and it's better that you hear his Hellmode build in action from him himself. Wow, that was a lot of things to take in. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Let's try to figure out an answer, or let's just ask him if we can't figure out an answer. Again, thank you very much for allowing us to go through this account. It's always interesting thing to see a different Devil Horn build, the Devil Horn 5 build again. Elizabeth is always nice to see someone running her, because that's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy task to do, and especially this 4 elementals with Town Archers is a really nice thing to see. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I will see you in the Discord and in the next video. The link for the Discord is in the description. So thank you very much, stay safe, and good